Hey, so what's going on, everyone? So today we've got the first unboxing of 2021. So yes, for the record, I am very well aware that I have got some other unboxing videos up on the channel that have been posted this year. Those were actually recorded before Christmas. So Christmas season's kind of a crazy time of year for me. So I recorded a lot of stuff beforehand, and today we are doing the first 2021 unboxing. I already know what's in here. Now all of you get to see it. It's a book. Of course it's a book. This is a channel where I share books, so of course it's a book, but it's a book. Until then, there's coffee from Inkfeathers Publishing. So there's the front. There's the spine. There is the back. And like always, I will read the back of the book for those that don't want to pause it. And let me make sure I'm not covering anything. Okay. Grab a cup of coffee. Let's enjoy the possibilities together. A coffee is more than just dissolved coffee powder, just like how a book is more than just a bunch of loose papers tied together. How many times have you shared a glance with someone dear over a cup of coffee? What about the exotic aroma which drowns you in ecstasy whenever you cross a coffee shop? And what about the times you've walked into a bookshop or library to be enticed and drawn to a shelf by a mysterious book? Coffee and books are not a mere creation or a reflection of us. We are the reflection of them. Each cup of coffee we consume and every page of a book we read make us who we are. This book holds stories and memories of people from all over the world, which happened just over a coffee. It's not a book about coffee. It's a book about you and me and the way we feel with a cup of coffee and a book in a candlelit room on a stormy night. Remember, if you are not who you want to be, until then, there's coffee. So this is my first anthology appearance of 2021. This is my, I believe, third appearance in Inkfeathers anthology. So here's how I ended up in this book. Very, very much unintentional. So after Midnight Riders had come out, there was a deadline for this coming up, and it was a week away. And one of the authors that I appear in, that also appears in the Midnight Riders anthology with me, along with the editor of this one, started messaging me on Instagram and asking if I could write something for Until Then, There's Coffee. Initially, I was hesitant because the deadline was days away. I was putting the finishing touches on, I believe, Tales from the Forbidden Forest. That was about to come out, and I was working on getting everything ready for the print release of Chaos Fusion. Not to mention there were 2 other projects I'd already agreed to be a part of, and those deadlines were coming up. So at first I was a little hesitant. I'm like, I don't know about this. But I kept getting asked, so I was like, all right, let me see if I can come up with something. So about 3 days before the deadline, I'm looking at the guidelines and I'm like, all right, I think I got something here. So I wrote my story, One Last Cup, with the deadline being 3 days away. And I am almost certain that I submitted my story after the deadline had passed. So to everyone at Inkfeathers and to the editor for this particular anthology, thank you for still taking the time to read my story. Because I'm pretty sure I submitted it after the deadline passed. But my story is titled One Last Cup. And the theme of my story is closure. This couple met at a coffee shop. The guy proposed to his fiancée at the coffee shop. They're no longer together, and this is where he wants to say goodbye to her. And I don't know exactly what inspired me to write it, other than in my personal life at the time, there were some things where I felt like I didn't have closure. And the best way for me to get that out of my system is to write about it. So I wrote a story about closure in this one. And the people that have got to read the story before its official publication were telling me how much they enjoyed the story. So thank you to everyone for enjoying something that I managed to write in 2 or 3 days. So I've mentioned this before. To anyone that is in this book, if you would like me to read your story and critique it for you, I can do that. But to those that watch the channel that are wanting reviews for some of the books I'm reading, I will not be doing a review for this book because I'm in it. Books I'm in, I feel like there's a bias or a level of attachment there. So because of that, I personally will not be reviewing the book. However, I do want to confirm, as many of you know, I have a second channel where I read my poetry and my short stories. One Last Cup will be available in audio form on my second channel in the near future. I have also been asked about reading someone else's work that's in here, and that too will be on the second channel in the near future. So yes, the hiatus from my second channel is coming to an end, and the first few pieces will be read from this particular anthology, and this will also be the first time I will be reading someone else's work for my second channel. To anyone else that would like me to read their stuff in the near future, this is going to be a one-off. I do apologize, but right now, a lot of stuff going on, so I can't really do that. But that does it for this one. I will have the social media links in the description below for Inkfeathers Publishing, as well as the Instagram page for Until Then There's Coffee. If you follow the Instagram page, all of us did a small little micro piece. I have a coffee haiku on the Until Then There's Coffee Instagram page. I will also be featuring links in the description below where you can purchase your copy of Until Then There's Coffee. And as always, I will be featuring my own social media links in the description below. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram. As I mentioned before, I've got my second channel where I read my poetry and my short stories. I took a month off recently just because I was putting a lot more focus into this channel. That hiatus is coming to an end with me reading one last cup that is featured in Until Then There's Coffee. If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Feel free to leave a comment down below. I always read the comments. I do my best to try to respond in a timely manner. I always love reading them, good or bad. A lot of you have even helped me out in some of the negative comments. So good, bad, whatever you want to put in the comments, put it down in the comments below. So there is Until Then There's Coffee. But that does it for this one, everyone. Hope you enjoyed this. Make sure you go on Amazon or the Inkfeathers website and pick up a copy of Until Then There's Coffee. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you on the next one.